big day around the NBA and with the Philadelphia 76ers. So let's kick this off. Markelle Fultz is gone. He's out of here. No longer in Philadelphia. And I had a gut feeling that it was going to happen today. I really did. I heard Woj talk about it yesterday on his show on ESPN and mentioned something with the Orlando Magic, but it didn't come out to the level that I thought it would. So we ship Markelle Fultz out of here. And let me just say this. I understand that outside of basketball, that realistically, this is how at least I see it. There is a mental thing with this. Regardless of if there is physical as well, there is a mental side to this. And outside of the sport of basketball, to be that young and to go through this, I'm never going to sit here and wish bad things upon Markelle Fultz. He's still a human being. He's going through some hard times right now. Obviously, this was never the way he ever expected his NBA career to go. It didn't work here in Philadelphia. I understand that. I was probably harsh at some times. But at the end of the day, I hope he goes to Orlando, a smaller market. That's a team that doesn't have so much pressure on him. And I hope he goes out there and is able to figure it out. I would never wish someone to go through hard times like he is. And let's just be real. I'm sure he's going through some tough mental stress. So I really do. I hope he figures it out in Orlando and has himself a nice career and figures out his game, because we've seen spurts of it. He has athleticism. He can take it to the rim and do the spinorama movies. We've seen him have some spurts, but I think there's a lot going on in between the years, and I just hope that he does well moving forward. So, getting that out, we ship him to Orlando, and I expected Terrence Ross, and I would have loved Terrence Ross, but we get Jonathan Simmons. Not the biggest fan of who we got back in return. Now we get a second-round pick and a first-round protected pick from OKC, and from what I saw, it was a top 20 protected, but with the way OKC's going, that should be ours in the late 20s for 2020. So we'll see how that all plays out. But I'm surprised, honestly, for the value of Markelle Fultz. No one knew. That was the big thing. Nobody knew what we were going to get. What is his value on the market? Not one single person understood what it possibly could be. And with the Orlando Magic, it's a low-risk, high-reward situation. I think it was a smart move by them. But I'm shocked that we even got a first-round pick back. To see that, I was shocked. Now, I get it's being protected and all that, but stunned. Stunned to see it to that level. But I think it's the right move. This team's ready to go now. On top of that, his money, his contract is hefty. And for where we are with the stars that we brought in and the mode we're ready to go into now, it had to have been done. Financially, it had to have been done. We need bench help. He was just sitting there. It's kind of a distraction. And like I said, I would never wish this upon anyone. I hope he figures it out, because it can't be the easiest thing to go through as a human, without a doubt. So, but it's time. It's time to move on. I wouldn't have minded if we kept him either, though. So I was playing neutral on this. If we kept Fultz, I would have understood. Next year would have been my last chance with him. But if we traded him, I would have totally understood, and we move on. I'm not a huge fan of Jonathan Simmons, but it is what it is. We got to build this bench and get more players, and that's what Elton Brand decided to do. Also, James Ennis. Love this pickup. I really do. I love this pickup. Second-round pick swap. That's all it took. A second-round pick swap. He averages 7.4 points per game, about 3 rebounds a game, and he shoots 36% from 3 in his career. He's also a good defender. I like it. I absolutely like it. We're adding the bench. We're adding to the bench. Now, when you take a look at it now with Scott, Boban, you still have TJ in the mix, Ennis, Simmons. It's a little bit different now. It's a lot different. This whole entire team changed completely. Changed completely from where we were. But there was also some other moves that went around this league. I like what the Sixers did. I understand moving on from Fultz. Did I expect a little bit more player-wise? Yes. We got a first-round pick back. I don't know how much you value that. I want to know down below, are you shocked with what we got in return? Did you expect more? Would you have rather kept them? That's what I want to know down below. But don't factor out how much money we saved from Fultz not being on the books. James Ennis should be a no-brainer. Great pickup. I mean, it should be a no-brainer. But we move along to what else happened in the Eastern Conference. And the Bucks made moves. The Raptors made moves. And it's no joke. It started with the Sixers. Tobias Harris coming in was the move that made everyone go, oh, damn, we need to make stuff happen. Mirotic to the Bucks. And they didn't have to give up any draft picks. They gave up Stanley Johnson and Jason Smith. I mean, that's a phenomenal move by the Bucks. You sit there and you shake your head and say, damn, okay. They're not messing around. They're not messing around. That team balls. That team is legit. I honestly feel that way. They should never be overlooked. People want to overlook them. It shouldn't happen. And with the addition of him, that's a big move. Now, Wes Matthews, he went to the Pacers. And that says to me, I don't know if he's too focused or too worried about the winning thing. As much as I respect the Pacers, the Oladipo injury knocked them down a bunch. And I don't see them in the top of the Bucks, the Raptors, us, and the Celtics. It's just not going to happen by the end of the season. So Wes Matthews goes there, a little surprising because everyone was going after that bought-out situation, the buying him out thing. Everyone was fighting over him, every playoff squad. And he goes to the Pacers. Interesting. But the Toronto Raptors grab Marc Gasol. And I look at what the Memphis Grizzlies gave up. The Raptors got Marc Gasol. What Toronto gave up for him is a little iffy to me. A little iffy. I'm confused. Valanciunas, Wright, CJ Miles, and a second-round pick. I just don't see what's there. Now, my personal opinion on Marc Gasol is he's lost a step. He's not what he was in his prime. But he definitely helps the Raptors. Valanciunas used to give Embiid a tough time, hard worker. Marc Gasol is a step above him, but he's not this elite guy. Embiid can work around Marc Gasol, I think, better than he did with Valanciunas for some reason. I think Marc Gasol helps their team. He slows the pace down a little bit. He's a little bit older. He's not what he was in his prime, but still a big move for the Raptors. The Eastern Conference made big-time moves, and once we get to the second round of this thing, people are hype for the Eastern Conference second and third round. People are literally fans of the NBA. Can't wait for these matchups between the Sixers, Boston, Toronto, the Bucks. They're throwing haymakers. Haymakers. You got to give respect to all of the Eastern Conference and their GMs. One GM I would like to give a shout out to is Elton Brand, though. Exceptional work. I would have never assumed it would be to this level. Just awesome. Awesome. So here we are. Here we have it. Moves were made. Also, Anthony Davis staying with the Pelicans. There's been a report, Brian Windhurst actually, saying the Pelicans just kind of threw AD towards the Lakers so they would mention all these trade rumors, all these players that they would trade for him with no intention on actually making the trade, just so the Lakers kind of see and have internal problems. So now you have all the young kids knowing that they would get traded. Now there's some internal issues that get blown out because everyone knows the situation. The Pelicans with a dirty, dirty move, if that is the case. Moral of the story, Eastern Conference making noise. Moral of the Sixers, Markelle Fultz, see you later. Jonathan Simmons comes in. We get a first-round pick that's protected back, along with the second, but shocked to see that. And we add to the bench. We add to the bench. So, a totally new Sixer squad. And that's the craziest part about it. Think about where we were in the beginning of the year to where we are right now. It's wild. And it's going to be a dogfight in this Eastern Conference Finals, or Eastern Conference playoffs. The one thing that still concerns me a little bit is I just have this tiny concern that we are this team that just can't get over the hump. There's something about the Sixers that just can't get over the hump. Hopefully Tobias is that. Hopefully these bench guys are that. But something tells me when I sit there and watch this team over and over and over again, there's this little issue. And when I say little, it's essentially big. But we just can't get over that hump. And hopefully we did that with these moves. But you got to take a look at what the Bucks did. You got to take a look at what the Raptors did. And still the Celtics are out there. Do we have enough? So that's my second question to you in the comment section below. Do we have enough now to contend after all the moves that were made today? And still keep in mind with the buyouts. So, that is still something to factor in. But do you think with these moves, we're in contention with the Raptors? 7 games. Bucks 7 games. Celtics 7 games. I would like to think we are. But until I see it all go in and see it happen with my 2 eyeballs, I'm a little skeptical. I'll have to see it. It's going to take time to gel. This is a whole new roster. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching.